at WCS Season 1 Finals. In the bottom right, we have our Zerg player, the comeback kid. He is
Wongjin Star Soki from Korea.
And in the upper left, starting location, we have our Protoss player. Is he going to lose this after being so close to having a 3-0? He is
Wongjin Stars SOS from Korea.
Okay. Time to see, Tasteless. Who do you think? I need a prediction, a blind prediction.
Okay, I'm going to give you a prediction, but it's actually because I'm selfish and I need to steal more build orders, but I want SOS to win because I'm a Protoss player.
I would appreciate SOS winning this.
This makes my StarCraft skill, you know, when I have to learn a lot easier. I'm like, oh, I get to cast the best Protoss player, in my opinion, in the world and steal his builds. But you know what? At the same time, you got to be realistic here. Sulky is very capable of coming back, and history does repeat itself.
Yeah. As for me, I do hope SOS wins. I'd love to watch him PBT whoever makes it to that finals and really show us his best of the best stuff, some of that hallucination tactics and whatnot.
He's so crazy with that. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the best things Blizzard did to mix it up in Heart of the Swarm was to make hallucination more accessible.
Yes, it really, truly was because
the thing is,
it was so cool. Every time you watch Sasa, he goes for hallucination, but nobody else.
Well, you know, here's the thing. It should have been used more in Wings of Liberty, but it's one of those upgrades that just because it costs a little bit extra, it's hard to say. We're going to have a cannon rush here. It's hard to say.
This is actually the same cannon rush that we saw on this map from before.
That actually blocks.
Wow, that is quite a location, Tasteless.
All right. Well, this is really bad for the Zerg. That is...
All right, well, this is going to be a pretty big lead for SOS. We should be seeing a hatchery cancel. There's no... Well, we'll see. I mean, the Zergling's going to run in, but they're blocked off from that back cannon.
I know SOS played with a lot of Legos as a kid.
Yeah, it seems that way, right?
Yeah.
This is pretty rough.
Gonna try to get those probes so they can't make anything else.
Okay, at this point, he does need to end up canceling this hatchery. I don't think that there's any possibility of holding this.
Well, it looks like he's gonna... No, he's not gonna cancel
He's gonna bring the spine.
He's gonna bring the spine down here now.
Well, he's making a lot of Zerglings.
I don't think this works. I think look at the positioning of where the gases are, the minerals. You can't actually overwhelm this with Zerglings. He can easily make another pylon too to block that. The upper left of the second gas geyser there.
Yeah, and in fact, the spine crawler where it's burning, like he can get the warping in cannons, but what about the cannons that are already up? And that many Zerglings wouldn't kill that many cannons if it was on open ground. So,
well, this is just not good.
Yeah. Deja vu, Tasteless.
This is Sulky not going out with a bang, but a whimper right now. All right, well, he's gonna. I mean, there's nothing Zerg can do, and actually, when you cannon rush enough like this, it's almost impossible to lose after the initial cannon rush. Succeeds.
Well, he's killing so much off here, right? There's actually a drone mining at the cannons that gets away. I can't believe it. But SOS is gaining such an advantage. He actually has his Nexus halfway done, and I'm fairly certain he is going to kill this hatchery off. If Sulky actually holds, that's pretty darn impressive.
I think this cannon actually will finish and kill off that spine crawler, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it should. It should. There's no transfusion energy.
He's trying to bait out the spine
crawler
to hit the probe.
That's cute. Okay, so he kills the hatch, and the amount ahead that SOS is hard to really put into words here.
No,
he's got his Nexus about to finish. The natural is going to be impossible to take for so long.
If this is a race, right now Sulky just got lapped. I mean, this is...
There you go.
Yeah.
He has been lapped for sure. He's just now starting what's going to be his base. He's getting speed. Do expect an all-in follow-up here from Sulky, and if it doesn't work, he should probably tap out.
Yeah, it's fairly typical for the Protoss to, from here, just get a bunch of gateways and just push out.
Yeah,
and just attack. And here's
I think from here I'd grab a mothership core and then a Stargate and just be like, you can't kill me no matter what.
That's true. You know? And here's one of the problems, whether he goes for air or for ground. Let's say he goes for ground. because of the Zerg's new second base, which should be where the Zerg's third base is, because as we see from that shot, the second base can't be put there. You have to defend, if you're going to use spine crawlers, 2 different locations. Now, that means you have to use double the drones to try to hold off any kind of attack. Or you can make attacking units, but then again, you already are starting from an economic deficit. So it's very difficult, if not impossible, for somebody like SOS to actually recoup this. Or I mean, excuse me, bungle this, and for Sulky to recoup this.
Yeah, and in fact, even he is going for the Stargate and Mothership Core, but it's the same type of principle. Like, how do you get enough
you want more spore crawlers now? Yeah. Can you connect?
How many queens are you going to make? Are you going to be able to run them back and forth? It's a rough situation.
And if you're running the queens back and forth, that's a lot of lost larva injects too. So, I mean, you could write a book about all the things that Zerg has to deal with here. They're all bad. It's really tough. So, in my experience, when the Protoss does the cannon rush and gets the block off, I sort of feel like Sulky didn't do a fantastic job of handling that cannon rush. I'm wondering how often SOS actually cannon rushes at home, but you have to cancel the cannon, and then what you need to do is try to force the Protoss to juggle how many cannons they have in different parts of the map and try to get a lead that way. So the Roaches are going to kill this off.
Yeah, the spine crawlers shouldn't be too difficult. He does lose quite a few Roaches. I mean, that's a big investment that he put in to actually kill off the cannons, so it's kind of painful, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Make
and then,
6 Roaches, lose, well, now 4 of them. But it's a messy cleanup. And
you know
now
what?
with Void Rays out, those Roaches are pretty useless.
Zerg is supply blocked, man.
Ouch.
He can't even produce. And I mean, I was actually thinking about attacking units. I'm thinking about drones.
Yeah.
And the additional queens he's going to need to help get anti-air. So this is, look, I would love to see Sulky come back, but we've been counting.
No, you wouldn't. You want the Protoss to win.
I want the Protoss to win. I'm the hype guy, but no, but I would seriously, it would be really cool to see Sulky come back from this. But this is an incredibly difficult position. So many little and big things that have gone wrong for him here.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. And I like that we're actually seeing some scouting. You realize, well, I'm so far ahead. As long as I scout what's going on, I should be fine.
Yeah.
And he's adding a lot of gates, Tasteless. It looks like this is the safety Void Ray and Phoenix into a Robo for some Immortals and 7 gates behind with +1. Like, this is, as you said, it's basically a combination of what we were saying there. Complete safety with the Stargate. Followed up, which of course forces some more anti-air, followed up by a huge amount of gateways, and the attack is something that should not be held.
Now this shot of this expansion over here, he may actually make a Nexus and then cancel it.
Yeah, he could.
When he moves out.
He might even just let it warp in, because at this point, he can actually take a third and attack, and that's okay.
He can, this, when you're even, you can't do 2 opposite things at once. You can't expand and then also attack, because the capital that you gained from mining all those resources is being sent in 2 different directions. But when you're this ahead, you can expand and attack.
It's a completely different way that
you can even get a new tech in there. Yeah, so.
All right, well, this is a lot of units being warped in. Nice Hydra sniping there.
He's got to be careful not losing sentries.
Well, at least he's going to get this 1 Immortal. Never mind. He's not going to get that 1 Immortal. This is pretty bad, Tasteless.
Yeah.
Sulky is going for Ling Hydra at least, and that is going to be his best chance of holding this off. The +1 missile attacks might finish before the battle starts, possibly.
I like, he saved all those chronos for the warp gates here. He's pushing in here now. Can Sulky hang on here? The attack is continuing to commence. More units now being warped in on the back of this. The number of force fields now very low, but these 3 Immortals in the back, coupled with the Stalkers, are going to be incredibly tough here for our Zerg player Sulky to deal with.
Well, we have a lot of Zealots warping in. They're going to tank a ton of damage and deal it as well. He's going to want those up in the front. A few Stalkers actually in the front. He's got to be careful about that, or he might take a little bit more damage than he should. But with those 3 Immortals in there, Roaches are going to be just about useless.
Yeah, exactly. And, the Immortals themselves, they do so much damage anyways. They can tank a lot. So, he's going to continue to push forward here and attack into this. Now, we have drones being pulled, which is another bad sign that Zerg is desperate because he is so close to being knocked out of this and not going to the finals, which would have been, by the way, legendary to win a Code S and then go to a WCS finals. Right now, it does seem like SOS is oh so close to exacting his revenge.
And indeed he is. Tasteless walking down right now. He has that observer as well, removing the creep, so it's going to be a little bit harder for Sulky to know where he's coming from. And this, I don't see any way for Sulky to hold this. Look at the supply differential, 25 additional supply for SOS. And normally with an Immortal push, you'd be down 50 and still be okay.
And this is the thing I was talking about earlier. Because of what's happened before, the Protoss can attack in these two different locations, and Zerg has to keep moving his army back and forth. And keep in mind, Zerg's been pulling drones from time to time, too. So the mining's getting slowed down. But I got to say, actually, Sulky's doing a very impressive job of hanging on.
He certainly is. Eventually, SOS is going to have to commit and attack somewhere. He is teching up behind this and finally starting to mine from his third. He's got to be careful, though, in situations like this. The Stalker's taking some damage there at the front, but he doesn't want to overcommit those Zealots either at the force fields where the Hydras will just kill them from behind.
Yeah, absolutely. The supplies right now, it's 130 to 133, virtually even, but Zerg, at this phase of the game, we're supposed to have about a 20 to 25, maybe 30 supply lead right now.
And a big deal as well, there's only 46 drones out against 60 probes. So
oh, wow,
Sulky has the bigger army, but if SOS falls back on his 3 bases and gets those Colossus out that he's working on before actually engaging, then he will win so easily because there's no economy for Sulky. All he has is the army. This is the only time in this game that SOS should not truly engage.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you, Artosis. I think SOS is gonna. The common term for this is called applying pressure. It's where you move out with your army and then you kind of dance around the outside of the base. And,
perfect warp home. Exactly what he needed to. He's applied that pressure, as you said, Tasteless. He's forced all those units. And now he's going to have Colossus range, blink, and +2. I mean, that's going to be more than enough.
Here's the sad thing. The Spire is just now started. He's not going to have the Corruptors.
Oh, no.
In this situation, it's not hard to micro the Colossi at all.
No, it's not. I mean, the Colossi are not going to die.
Sulky actually seems to be privy to what's going on right now. So he's going to try to do a huge counterattack in the hopes to wipe out the third base. We'll see if it's effective in just a little bit.
I think it's not going to be, though, Tasteless. This is going to be very hard for him to try to break through. There's 5 sentries mixed in there with good energy. So he should be able to get nice force fields up. If he misses some force fields, maybe Sulky can break through. But that army, oh, God, that's a scary army for this part of the game.
It is a very scary army. Indeed, and when you keep in mind that he has even just things like the Nexus Cannon, and Time Warp.
Oh, I know. Time Warp especially.
I actually just remembered. I'm like, oh, he could even use that too.
Yeah.
Like,
throw down a couple Time Warps, Zerg can't even get out of there.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
Just gonna lose everything.
Time Warps allows you to get the time to have the perfect force fields too.
Yeah. Well, Enduring Locust on the way. If there's any way to come back, it's somehow utilizing the unit that can become more cost efficient than any other.
Yeah,
but. You know, he's playing against someone who already has Colossi and Blink Stalker, and I think is going to move out pretty soon here because his army is getting to that really strong death ball set of units right now.
All right, he's actually going to go ahead and hit this hatchery over here. This pulls the Zerg army back. Warp Prism on the way. SOS looks absolutely bulletproof right now. I do not know if there is anything that Sulky can do at this moment, other than hope, I guess, to some extent, that SOS makes some kind of critical error in his unit control.
All right, a nice set of force fields, a nice blink back, and he's going to kill off a lot of these units, but we do have a bunch of Swarmos about to pop out. Maybe those can help a little bit.
Does he have an observer with his army?
Yeah, he does.
He does, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. All right.
He's going to lose that Mothership Core, but good Time Warps going down, and it looks like everything is going to evaporate. Yeah, he still has 2 observers, Tasteless, so no problem there. And it looks like this is the end of Sulky.
It looks like we have our first finalist. And it is going to be a Protoss player, SOS, exacting his revenge on his opponent, Sulky, from the GSL Code S semifinals before. GG.
Wow. SOS hitting his first big finals. Congratulations to him. And I know you and I are excited because we're going to see some of the best PVTs in this finals.
Oh, yeah. This is super exciting. Look, SOS played really well. I got to say, there were a few disappointing games here from Sulky. Actually, the game that disappointed me the most was actually the one that we just casted.
Well, not
Very
canceling the
poor
hatchery
handling.
is really weird, especially when you lost exactly to that before.
Yeah, no, exactly. It was the exact same cannon rush on the exact same map,
cannon
right?
rush, and he lost
You
to it
have to
exactly
cancel
the
that.
same.
Yeah. So, I mean, today SOS is the better player. What we got to do next is find out is he better than either Innovation or MVP?
Well, that's a much harder question, Tasteless.
Yeah.
So I think that we're going to jump to a quick break and then go into the next best of 5.
So, guys, get out there, tell your friends to tune in, and we're going to be back soon with our next best of 5, MVP versus Innovation here at GomTV.net.